Not afraid of change. You have to accept change and always take your change. Sometimes you leave your change as a tip for somebody else to give them a chance and a choice of maybe a little bit of their own change. I'm going to be going over some numbers. I'm going to be telling you about the value of the spirit and the value of the soul according to the mathematics and the words that were given to us in the dictionary for those who were born and have the understanding of the English alphabet, of the French alphabet with the different accents and different sounds. Like in the R in the English, it sounds like R as A becomes before the R, and only the H is the first consonant that holds the A sound, but it holds it hard and hardly and barely mentioned in the French language. When you say Heidi in English, and it's a policeman coming up to you, they're asking you for ID. ID. We see who you are. Now I want to see if the ID says who that is because you checked it in with Central Station. You see there's the people, and then there's that little circle above the 8, right? Those are all the digital soldiers watching the rest of the soldiers out here. That's not what I want to get into. I want to get into, you can't hold back the truth. You can't stop a pipe. The running water in a river must continue to flow. It will back up, and guess what season? It's going to be flood season. The end of March, beginning of April, into May. The flood season. So you can't stop the information network from moving forward unless you stop everyone from communicating. And slowing down people from communicating a lot easier than stopping. We alter the communication network and the information that is called the gossip. The gossip that everybody hears, thinks it's real, thinks it's fake. It takes up a part of their mind that need not be taken up because there's other things going on, and we become blind to many things in front of us. So though we see it, we cannot put 2 and 2 together because we're so busy with the gossip, other than understanding what's real in life. I want a car and I want to go free. I don't need your security, mom and dad. And all of a sudden we get older, we become moms and dads, and we want the security. The children don't have to ask for the security because they have the mom and the dad. But the mom and the dad are now looking for the extra security. Look, I'm old. I worked all my life. I deserve it. We're going to put up a padded fence. We're going to live only people that we know, and everybody's going to be numbered, and nobody can come in for our security. For the security, which then becomes the control of the board. And unless you're on the board or know how to get on the board, and all the rules are changed. So we're going to talk about numbers A, B, C, the soul and the spirit. I hope I can keep the realm in here. There's only one person, and usually it's a little downer for me. So I'm going to put up I'm going to continue writing. I'm going to stop speaking right now. Okay. Wind back the tape. Take a look at what I said. I'm going to be writing and putting something together. I came here just in case I want to say something. See that? I don't know if you can see that design. That's that design over there, right here. Let me get a little closer if I can. Can you see that design over there? Where is it? Hold on a second. Let me take out my pointer. 5, 7, and backwards. 7 and 5, but it's actually a 2, which makes it 2012. But it shouldn't have been 2012. It should have been 2015 because 5775 in Hebrew is 2015. Now I invert it. What, am I on the image or no? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. See, I'm holding, let me see if I can pull my computer a little forward. See, maybe we can get right over it. Whoop. So 5, okay, 7, and then backwards 7, and then this should have been a 5, but when it's flipped backwards, it becomes a 2. Or is it flipped backwards or upside down? Because in order to make this a 5, you have to take it like this and do this from the back side to the front side. So where is 2? Where is 5? Since it's noted as the back side and the front side, okay, are you doubling up or are you cutting something in half? Because 0.5 cuts everything in half and 2 doubles everything up. So when we flip it upside down and we recreate it right over here, we create a 3 and a 3 by the 5 and the 2 invert upside down. 57, 75, 77 times 75. Christ and the moon. And then it creates this in the center over here. Now, in the center, my question is, okay, are we going to keep this on flat sides? Because if I keep it on flat sides, what you see, okay, because I'm connecting to the corner, what you see as a diamond shape is not a diamond shape, but this is now an octagon because it has a flat top over here. If I double up and give it dimension, your hexagon will now invert into an octagon, or an octagon into a hexagon. So then it becomes 3 and 3. And if you look, there's 1 facing 1. You see the number 1 over here? And it looks like a big M, right? Or an E and a 3. And that's electric company. The entrance, the powerhouse. Oh, my nose looks all red. Oh, it's the paint I was painting. Hold on a second. Yeah, wow, that's pretty funny. Anyways, no one's here still, right? So I'm just going to point this down here. I'm going to take a 2-minute break, get myself a glass of water. Okay, I'm just going to put down...
try again. Please enter the 2 digits of your birth month, followed by the 2 digits for the day, then press the number sign. For example, if you were born on January 4th, enter 0104, followed by the number sign. Please enter the 2 digits of your birth month. That entry is invalid. Please try again. Please enter the 2 digits of your birth month, followed by the... That entry is invalid. You have exceeded the allowable attempt to provide your response. Please stay on the line while we transfer your call. To select user out of your People Investorland account, press 1. To place or verify a trade. Quality assurance, training purposes, and our mutual protection, this call may be recorded.
All right, got another revelation, another thought. I'm going to start this video here. And still nobody showed up, right? Here's another thought. There's this thing going on, and I've talked about it before. It's really cool. I mean, I should never keep this in my videos, but it's the beast is now fighting. The beast is now fighting. The Godzilla is out there. Godzilla is fighting King Kong right now. One of them says, I'm going to buy it all, but I ain't going to give you no more than what you deserve. And the other one says, yeah, I'm going to produce so much that whatever I produce, you can never buy. And whatever, and the thing is, but if I keep producing and I can't ship, I can't collect if you stop buying. And if I'm not collecting, I don't have anybody doing the work for me in order to produce. So you're selling and obligating, okay? You are, how can I say this? It's like, let's say in the stock market, I can sell shares I do not own, and I can push down the price, creating the that 10%, anyways, whatever it is. The other one is trying to push up the price by buying it. But are they trying to push up the price, or are they trying to get the lowest price they can because they know it's going to go up? So when I look at this, I say, how is it possible that the people, because I'm reading the story about GameStop and AMC and Nokia, I'm saying, how can the people with the little money that they have actually create what's going on? Reddit is a diversion. Just like all the other stories that you read, they're all true stories. All stories are true. Okay, that's why they differentiate our TV. They call it National Geographics. They place and show you what the real story is. Otherwise, it's just TV, television. Number 42, the incoming of something that got produced is number 42. But unless 1 and 1 show up, 11. And we're going to try and find out where 11 comes from. We're going to try and find out who is the spirit in a numeric value other than just the word spirit, but a reason why mathematically or somewhere in a game that shows us what the possible value of a spirit can be, that if we classified everything as dots and dashes. Connect 2 dots, you get 1 dash. From here to there. The 1 dot is you standing, and when you stop, we'll put another dot from whence you were, and now you are, you're one line, one, you're the head of the game. You are what made everything up. So this is going to be very difficult for me, as I've been preparing since yesterday in my head. Depending on how I feel, and I need water. Thirsty. Okay. First, we have to understand. First, I'm going to do something on numbers. Okay, first I'm going to do something on numbers. It's an English and a French thing, and it's only what the numbers are actually saying to us. I have to hang up my phone because the phone call never went through. Wow, it's flashing. Hey, phone. Hey, hey. Okay. What is 10? 10 is a word. What is 11? 11 is a word. What does 10 look like? And what can you do with 10? How can we make 10 up? So we're going to look at things that can make up 10. And we're going to do things that make up 11. 10 and 11. And one of the reasons I specifically chose these two is because 10 and 11 start over. I think it's what you call a Pythagorean count, where you count back to a single digit. In 10, it's 1 plus 0 equals 1, and 11 is 1 plus 1 equals 2. So that's my 10 and 11. I like to look at my 10 and 11. Right over here. 10 and 11, because I got these 2 dots over here. I can just I can actually put 1, 1, 1 here. Here I can put 11 here, and here I can put 1, 11. 3 times 37. This is just, I'm just thinking about this. See over here, that would be 1 straight 11, but there's missing points here. I'm getting off the subject. Just let's let that go. So 10 and 11, okay, 10 and 11, the thing about 10 and 11 is it's a word. It's not like when you say 14 when you hear the 4. So you have a duplicate. You have 4 and you have 14. The word teen is a 44 letter count. And if you take out one of the E's in it, it's already telling you that it's in the 10 house. 10 house, teeth, ears, and nose. Grandma, what great big teeth you have. What great big ears you have. What a great big nose you have. T-E-N, 10. The wolf is 666, 9 times 6, 9 times 5, 11. Very specific. 55, 66, very specific, telling you a story. 6 is the only one, okay, that creates life. An extra dot in this 7. 5 holds within that dot inside of its 4, and 6 holds it inside of its 4. It's both 44, 44 and 1, 44 and 2. And when you flip them around, the 6 has the 1 in it, and the 5 has the 2 in it. Even though they're in different positions, different houses, different territories. The word 16 says 6. 17, 18, and 19 all say their words. And in the 18, we do not have to add the teen at the end. All we have to add on is the EEN because 8 already comes with the letter T. So instead of it being 44, which stands for phi, P-H-I, and area space, day and night, I'll explain that. We just add on 24, which is the house, planet, and cat. So when we get to 18, you're now connecting the 2 houses. You're connecting the cat. The reason for that is the total count of 24, it stands for the X. The X stands for the cat. It's a value of 10. It's a value of 24. It's an addition of 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 10. It's a multiplication of 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 equals to 24. 24 and 10 is replicated in mathematics by 6 times 4 and 6 plus 4 to create that. And 6 and 4 alone is a 10, which is 23. 23 plus 23 or 32 and 32, or 32, 23 is your liberty of 55. So we have another separation. Not only do we get the 10s, but now in French, they create a separation between 16, 17, and 18. So if I can't see it from the English side, right, then I'm going to look at it from the French side and see, oh, yes, on Earth, I don't see any separation, no difference. But on the other side, I say, hey, where'd I go? Where'd I go? I'm not here anymore. Oh, my God, I feel it. Yeah, I'm on Earth. I don't know right away because I'm just a child. They're going to grow all those instruments so I can come down and be the hole, that hole, the cloud that goes in and that penetrates into the soul. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4 is telling you that it's missing something. It's missing 3. The ace. Acey-deucey. This, your 12 is included right here. This is your 12. 1 and 2 is 3. So your 3 numbers now, 12, 13, and 15, don't say 2. 12 more like says twins. 13 says 1/3, okay? And that gets right into the moon, okay? And 15 says 1/5, 1 part of, or 20. 20, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 7, 9, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20. All zeros equal 6. It becomes 88 again. It becomes so many things. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole depth of what it does. It creates God. It creates a bridge. 2 times 6. First of all, the cycle. We'll go with the cycle of 28. 2 times 8, 2 plus 8 is 10 and 16, and we got the 26. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 is now 12 and 8, and there's an equation. There's a shape for that, which is 12 and 8. Which is now your 20. Since you're 20 at the 0 equals to a 6, we'll add a 6 again. Now, wait a second, because I just discovered now about 6 and 5, when it comes to an odd number, will I make the 0 equal to a 6? When I find the even number, will I make the value to a 5? Right? An even number gets a 6, an odd number gets the 5. I'm just going to think about that new equation if you want to see what I mean. Like 10, instead of it being 10 plus 6, it'll be 10, and the 0 equals 5, that'll be a 6. So right away, 10 equals to Mars. 20 would equal to a 5. So that would equal to Earth. Oh, it's starting to make sense. Maybe both of them, like they tick-tock within each other. 30, that would be a 5, so that would be 35, and that would be electric company. 40 would be a 6, would be 46. Now you would create DC, 10 and 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. It starts all over again. I like that. 50, you have to, 50 is the 5, so it becomes 55. It becomes the liberty freedom of 76. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 7 and 6, 7 times 6, 7 plus 6, 42 and 13 equals to 55. And if you've listened, 7 times 6 creates 2 and 4, and 7 plus 6 creates 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, creating the total of 55, okay? And then 6, 7 from 1 and 6. So you have a complete straight 1 to 5, and then you have 5, 6, 7. 5 and 5 link. 5 on one side holds on to 4, being the sun. 5 on the other side holds on to 6, being the half-light spirit. 6 holds on to 7. 7 and 6 create 13, creates 4. Now you have 4 and 4 on each side. The sun, the Fox passage in the sun. Did you follow it? Write down something. If you didn't understand, I'll write it down if I can remember. But I think I'm going to show you. Here's what happens. 1 times 6 equals 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. And do not forget, we can do this and we can do this. And 61 is the church. 19 is created by 13. $49, $59, $67, $19 and $15 and $21 and $12. Position of the letters in the alphabet equals 34, 44, 54, 56, 66, 67, 68. I made a mistake with soul, didn't I? 19 and 15 is 34, 44, 54, 55, and 12, 67. This one, 6 times 7 equals to 42. 7 plus 6 equals to 13. The total is 55. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. So the 4 total is 10. So when you see this, or you see this, or you see any one of these 3, you know this one is not alone, but this one comes and accompanies inside the house. Now we have to find the value, because if I give this a value of 4, it doesn't work out because now I have dots in the middle, space is missing. If I call this the upper corner, I'm going to have to explain that too. Okay. You see, I moved off of my numbers, so I can explain the upper corner. We should see the 19. We're going to just go to 91, which is 13 times 7, or 4 by 7 equals to the 28th cycle equals to the 91 by 4 equals to the 364 days to a 13 moon plus 125. 0.125, 0.125, 0.125, 0.125 equals to 0.25, 0.375 equals to 5. And then you double this up again. There's a reason I did this, okay? 1.125 times 4 equals to 5 because of this. But we need to make the numbers rational for how I'm bringing out a whole bunch of things that are coming out here. So I'm just talking about one thing. I'm going all over the place because it's like I'm acting out a play, because that's how everything branches out. I can't do it any other way, and I could, but you have to see it all. You have to go over it. So this is the reason I marked out this, is because I got to find the value of this square. I got to create a value for it so that I can find the value of what happens to the center. And I have to see what it looks like, this square. I believe that this dot over here, okay, is right. See this square over here is that one dot, but the one dot is over here. The one dot is over there. Now, since it's like that, do we have enough to create just 4 dots? And each one in the upper corner like that. That's the way it is. The center, you would put this. So the area 5, okay, holds one part of 4 areas. So I would call that 1 and 4 the letter N, DNA in the sun. Sunbirth. Fox pass. Pass the word, okay, you can say pass the ball, okay, which is 27. Inside through the red sun, win a big red sun, fleshy robotic. The numeric value for pass is 55, and as well you can say 36, only because there's 2 S's. You can remove one and see what the other value is inside of it, to the 3-letter word saying the same thing, because when I tell you pass, you don't know how I spelled it in my head. I just said the word. So the fox pass is because it's 9 times 6 equals 54 sun, or 9 times 5 equaling to 45 fox. 666 X and O. We did the multiplication here, giving you this number, which gave you the straight. And the straight went 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 5 and 6 and 7. So this 5, 5 is connected and linked. So we're going to take this one and we're going to keep it as 5, 4. And we're going to take these two and add them together. I'm not going to add these together, okay, because I already have all of these inside of 5 with 4, as described right here on the dice cube. And when you add them all together, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, you get a total of 10. You re-add up to 1. What is the value over here? 55? 10. So you have 10, 10. And then over here you have 13. So this becomes 1 and 4. 13. 1 plus 3 equals 4. This one becomes 5 and 4. That becomes inside the sun. Now, if I bring them together, okay, I'm going to look at this 2 ways. I bring them together. No, excuse me. I take them apart, and I use these 2 together because this is the center. I rip these apart. There's 2 ways to do it. So I would be going 5 and 6, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 7 equals to your 9 birth. But I bring these 2 together. 13, 1 and 3 equals to 4. 5 and 5 equals to 1. 5 and 4. I'm not adding on all of these. It all ends on 7, so I can only add on 1. 3 is already in 5. 2 is already in 5. 1 is already in 5. 4 is already in 5. So this is the equation 5454 DNA into the red sun. This is where it starts with 1/6. It creates your straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. The bottom part is 10. The center is 10, and the upper part is 14. And this is where the equation that came in before, it was, what was it that created 10 and 24? 1 times 2 times 3 times 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 24, equals to 10. And this equation over here is the same as this. And the reason for that is because you're seeing this twice. And this one equals to your 24 and 10. Then it's going to end up saying 775. Or it'll end up saying 665. Depends if I use the 0 for this. No, sorry. It's going to say 7. Yes. Okay. So this is telling you about Christ on the moon over here. because moon is 75 and Christ is 77, and you multiply it, it becomes 35 and 12, and then it says Jesus of time. And the reason for that is 47 equals to the word time, 74 equals to the word cross, 74 equals to the word Jesus, and it's included inside A and I, because A and I creates this word, and it means I have in French. I have and to know. I have and to know. Did anybody know that Mary and Jesus say MJ? This is Jesus of time on the cross. 7 times 5, 7 plus 5. That is that answer. 7, now 74, 7 times 4 equals the 28th cycle of the moon, and 7 plus 4 equals to the 11 of creation, because it's 11 that created everything. Now, there's many ways. I've been looking at it for a while. How am I going to look at number 11? I have to put the line on each side of the box, or should I use 4 boxes and create the one in the center of 2 boxes? I wasn't sure which way to create 11, but I'm just going to show you what 11 does. 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So now you have the bat mitzvah. You have the female. I don't remember where I found where the male showed up. I can't remember where he showed up, but I think the male showed up in see 12. Okay, shows you like that, 1 and 2. That's the bat mitzvah. And 12 comes from the creation of 1 and 1. Now, when you take 1 and 1, okay, how do we get where do I get number 12? I can get 2 dice, and I get 6 and 6 on my 2 dice. I'm just looking for places. The reverse of this is that 1 and 1. You see, here's the 6, and here's the 6, and the reverse of that is 1 and 1 to the 7th gate. It's just like I was asking a friend of mine, how much is 26 and 26? And the answer was 52. But there's another answer to this, and the other answer is 6 and 6 is 12, 2 and 2 is 4. It equals to 43 DC. It's also the God. It's also the dog. It also is what is second best to the cycle of 28, which is created by 7 times 4. From the value of 7 times 4 equals to 28, which is 1 ounce, which is equals 28, which is 1 moon cycle. And when you get to 1 moon cycle, you remain 12 moon cycles. Adding on 1 to 12, we need a 3rd cube. That 3rd cube and numeric value gives you 13 cycles, and now you have man. And from number 13, you will create DC. And at the same time, because there's a 0 over here, we're going to add on a 60. And this will be 79, and that is your gateway birth. And this will reconstruct 63 and 16. 7 times 9, 63. 7 plus 9 equals to 16. So right away from the bottom equation, you're going to be creating the spirit of 76, the straight, and 1, 2, 3, 4, creating 10, where 10 is included in here. Now, if 10 is included in here, how do we get other numbers for other space? So that's what I'm coming here to do. I'm going to be creating other numbers in other space. Okay, so this gives me, now what does this do? It can give me the 360 degrees, but it also creates fleshy robotic, because 6 times 3 equals R. 6 plus 3 equals I. They create number 27, and they are the ones that create when a big red sun, the IRS. Because when you have R and you have I together, you automatically must bring the S. I will say, yes, sir, I hear you. Yes, sir, I hear you. And why do you bring the S? Because when you have 18, you're reflecting it with 19 or 17. Imagine this. right? Imagine this, 1, 4, 7. This is on this side, but it's in this row. So how can I explain this? Oh boy, just know that 17, 18, and 19, because of what the French said, okay, they separate it, okay, from all the other numbers because they say the word 10 inside of 17, 18, and 19. So they're actually talking about A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D is telling you if you go first, ST, then you go second, ND, then you go third, RD, and then you go fourth, TH. Standard death. And we go and E world comes in because when you bring 1 and 1 together, you now create the E world. 1 times 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 times 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. Here is your first 5. Here is your number 23, 5 created from 1 and 1. Now, how do we create the 4 and 1, 5? How do we create the 4 and 1, 5? Well, the spirit of 76, 1 and 6, where the 1 is opposite of the 6, is the first time we created 5 and 5. 5 and 5 is the reverse of 22. 66, okay, is the reverse of 11. Reverse of 11. It's 5 and 2 and 5 and 2. 5 and 2 and 5 and 2. So there was one other equation. I wanted to bring back this equation over here. I was talking to a friend of mine, and there was another equation. You see, number 20, I'm not sure which equation it is. Is it 25? This would become 4 and 1. 25 and 25, earth and earth. So the earth and earth creates my 41. The God creates my 43. But how do I create my 43 from 13? How did I create my 13? I created my 13 from over here, the 1 moon cycle and the 12 moon cycles. So on the 12 moon cycles, we have 336 days. 6 times 6 is 36 times 6, 666 plus 18, right? Is that how the calculation goes? 6 times 6 times 6 equals 6 times 6 times 6, 216. No, that's the moon. 666 is the moon. Okay, I don't remember. 336 divided by 6 equals 56. Wow, that's 11. That's the student. 336 divided by 9, 37. Okay, we're not going to figure that one out. Just remember the 28, what it means, number 28. Here you have 12 total, so it becomes 3. Here you will end up with a 7. Don't want to go into that right now. I'm just going to jump back and go back to 12. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, and 15, different from 16, 17, 18, and 19, where 16 is the half-life, where they're actually, the creation of 17 comes from number 5 and 2, okay? There is no 2, it's 12 when you come to the second level. When you come to the second level and you're playing the game of pool, remember, we stop at number 16. There is no 17, 18, 19. So now from the game of pool, can we create the 17, 18, and 19 and expand this equation a little bit bigger? So now we all want to ask the big question that I started off this video that is, okay, is what is the value? I have to do this again. I don't have it prepared. I don't have the answer, but I do have the answer. We're going to calculate this together. Since 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 equals to 10, okay? And this, assuming that this dot, the reason why it's up in the corner and not a little bit more towards the center is most likely See, and I have to make it this way. I have to make it as a 9 automatic. That's the minimum size because of what they're showing me in spaces here. So if this is on the upper corner, it's telling me it's part of another house. And this one is telling me it's part of another house. And this one's telling me it's part of another house. And this one is telling me it's part of another house. So it's joining other houses, and the web that's weaved will grow. Yes, Eli, I saw. Thank you. Here, you will end up with, okay, 3 and 1. Here, you will get 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1. So where is my number 13 for the bar mitzvah? Is when the center, 10, takes over the equation. Because this little dot in the center over here, okay, this little dot in the center over there, and the complete equation, hold on a second, I want to see, am I going to get this right? Am I going to get this right? Hold on a second. Let me think. Let me think. Okay, hold on a second. Let me do this. So the equation ends up looking like this. Okay, if we give everybody its space back. So now we have the equation where 1, 2, 4 show up all the time because of the minimum size to create this equation over here. We're trying to find out the value of this. Because if we find out the value of these two, one is the spirit, the other is the soul. You see, 6 already has, the 1 is already with 6, creating a natural 7. The only real natural 7. All the other ones are 5. This is your half-life. So we need to find the extra value of these dots in the center. Everybody's getting their own singular square. We have a total of 9. Okay, we have a total of 9. So this is one equation, a way to do it. I'm not going to get onto this. So this one over here, okay, the total that is run by the center is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 9. The total run by the center is 9. The 9 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, 9 and 4 void. This is its pathway. This is its pathway, and this is what it holds, the 4 drains, whatever you want to call them. And then the outside house is 3, 3, 3, 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. So you now have 12, you have 9, you have 4, you have 12, and 13. 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that is male. The male owns the center, and the female is on the outside. According to this. Now we're going to do this in another form. We're going to do it in a number 9. Did we finish with the explaining? I just wanted to do it real quick. The next time you're going to say number 1 in numbers is at 21. It's 1 and it's 21. And in order to get 21, you need the ace. You're not going to say 11, but as a value of 2. And the value of 2 does not exist on the second level in a number other than in a word. 12 says 1 and 2. 13 tells you about 1/3 and it becomes male. This is female and 13 is male, and it tells you male is 1/3. 12 is twins. So this one is telling you about 2, and this one is telling you about 3. Created by 1 times
2 times 1 and 2 plus 1 equals to 2 equals to 3. Okay, so we didn't do the equation where we got how we got to number 14, right? So you're going to count from here to here. 16 is now separated. So we're going to go 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19 equals to a total of 70 or 76. We're then going to go 17 and 18 and 19 equals to 54, the sun plus the half-life. We separate it because the French told me to separate it. You don't know what's going on the other side. Imagine this. You don't know what's going on the other side, but the other side knows what's going on here. That piece of design that I put in my last video is trying to explain that we're connected to a different circuitry through our circuitry. Is it Capricorn, Taurus, Capricorn, Taurus? So, and the reason why I separated 17, 18, 19 is because the French separated. They say 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. And right away, I know when they say 10, they're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. I know they're talking about humans because it's standard death. The fourth one never makes it to the top. And time heaven is where everything starts. And 4 is inside the only 2 that we need. And it's inside the 6 and it's inside the 5. But 4 is accompanied by 1 and 2. Not that it's only reversed by 1 and 2. Since 1 is inside of 5, since the 1 is inside of 5 and it's a reflection of 6, 5 operates 6. So when you have this, and I'm just going to continue talking, when you add up 10 and 11 is 21, 12, 13 is 25, and 15. So the 15 would end up being Mars, and it changes its V to an F, an IF96 rotation inside the word. So it's area space rotation. Anyways, the total value is 46, 56, 61, equaling to the church. First one is 61. Next one is a total of 70 equals 131. So it'll say DC. You have to understand that DC is repeated. I have to go back to see if I did this. We were talking about the 13 moons. Okay. 13 times 7 is 91. 13 cards in the deck equals to 91 times 4, 364 days to 13 moons. But another way to find this equation equals to CDC and U. 21 plus this equals 364. The 777 is your gateway to your 13th moon. Your 13, okay, will cause an extra cube to appear. Because with 12, you only need 2 cubes, 66, and that's what creates everything through 66. The 8 is now the Interstate 80 bypass, route. From route to interstate, INR. There was a diversion. I didn't explain the 0.125. Well, it's to create number 5 in the middle. I have to use the numbers 0.125, which is 51 Mars, 52 Earth equals 103 Mercury, which will equal to 163 or 153. Because these are the only 2 numbers that 10 can represent. The only 2 numbers that 10 can represent is here and here, the 5 and the 6, because it's 4 and 2, and it's 4 and 1. We found out how number 2 and 3 is created. And if I put 3 here and add on these 2, but what if I started with 4 and added on just 1? I need to find out that equation. I've seen it before. It exists. So this is 1 and 4. This is 2 and 3. Now, the thing about 1 and 4 and 2 and 3 is there's artwork, and it's very famous around the world, these numbers, but nobody knows because you don't gamble. And the numbers are 16 and 19, standard and poor, reverting the church into the spirit. 7 and 1 equaling to 35, electric company. Now, there was an equation I was doing today, and I wanted to show it to you. So yes, this is Mars. This is Earth. Earth will create Q. Mars will create 11. But not only will Mars create 11, but 11 will recreate Mars. 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Now we have 11. Now Mars 51, 1 times 5 equals 6. 1 plus 5, 1 times 5 equals 5. 1 times 5 equals 5 equals 11. And now we're going to create number 41. 6 times 5 equals to 30 plus 11 equals to 41. Now we found out where we got our number 41. That'll now create birth in words. This 0.125, because I need to have 9 positions. If I have 9 positions, okay, a value of 10, there's a value of 10 on the 4 face. Unless I'm going to recreate this a little bit larger. There's a value of 10 on the 4 face. I don't want to count anything else but this. This one has a dot in the middle. All the occupation is already here, 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 and here. There's already occupation in here. So I can't count this one. I can't count this one, okay, because, hold on a second. Because it's in the center of the 4. So it's less than. 1 is all, and 4 is part of all, which is the one and all, which is located right over here. I am one and all. I come alone with 8 void. I fit in anywhere. I can be in this corner, this corner, this corner, but I'm telling you right now, my value, my singular value is 45. I am 40 plus 5. And the reason for that is when you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it equals to 45. So my value is 45. So don't count the center. Say my value is 8 times 5 equals 40 plus 5 plus me. This is spirit matrix of the blue earth. H and E. Where did I get this? The 1 dot. 1 through 9 equals to 45. So the 1 dot equals to 5 plus 40. And then, because of the 0 equals to 45, plus 6 equals to 51, and now it equals into Mars, this numeric value. Where did I get this equation from? Why did I do this? Yes, we were talking about the value of 1. We need to find the value of these for where they stand and why they say these things. I stand alone. 12 and 41 are 3 everywhere now. A lot of things are bizarre. So we found out where our 41 was, and we know that this equation over here is also a relative of 23, because to create a 5, you need 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 3 and 2, and 3 and 2 is your 23, and 23, or the 23rd hour, is 11 o'clock. So there's the 23, and this here equation is 10 and 13, 8 and 11, hold on, 13, 14, hold on, I'm just thinking, 11, 8, oh yeah, so that's it. So it's 19 and 23. And this is found in the roulette, and it's, let me see, trying to see where let me see if I have it on camera here. Do I have it on camera? Okay. So that would be, see, I didn't fill out the whole thing with that board. See, I only use the reds. Do I have it anywhere else? Oh, yeah. Okay. My camera won't go all the way here. I have another board over here. Not sure if you can see it. Anyways, I'll show it to you on this board. over here, can you see this? This connecting line is 9 and 12, or 9 and 3. Okay, 9 and 3 runs into over here, number 14. Number 14 is right here. It goes through 16 and 19 and 18 and 21, and it runs through number 23. So the outlet is 23, or the outlet is 14, and the inlet is 23, or the mixture around the pond. See the hexagon in the center? The mixture around the pond is between X and Y. And it's Y because over here, in this area over here, this is where your 10 comes in. And over here is your 8 and 11. Here's your 10 and your 13. And it's reflected right over here. This is an obligation design. It's not me. This is the roulette wheel. And this is the colors. And it looks like little happy faces all over. Give me a second. I'm going to take a little bit to drink. How is everybody tonight? I still want to explain why the spirit is number 5 and soul is number 6, because the spirit holds the 4 with the one singular dot. The 6 is a reflection. Sorry. This is the spirit holding on to the 6. Now the 6 is made up of 44. Okay. Now, how does 4 come into the game alone? Is it just a character saying, look, I'm number 4, who's going to hook up with me? Or I'm number 2, who's going to hook up with me? Well, actually, it says, I am, this light is terrible. What is it actually saying? Is it saying, I am 1? Remember, look at the A. Look at the A and put 2 little legs on it, because you always see the legs like there's an extension. So it says, I'm the A, and I can hold 1 on each side while having the passage in between. I can service both sides. I am the point, I am the connecting antenna, and I can service both sides. So that would be the A, and that would be the number 3. Now with the number 5, okay, the 3 is inside the 5. The same way the 6 is the H, as the 6 is still the H. The 6 this way. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 6 and 24 is 30. Is not the same as the H. See the bar in the center? Because of the dot, you can now cross the bar, creating H and I 2 different ways, telling me there's other ways to look at this 5, which goes every way, but not the 2 that goes every way, but the 4 goes every way. So the 4, 1, and 5, 5, 1, 4 goes all ways. But the 6, the 3, and the 2 do not. So they're telling you a story. I can't get into it and explain exactly what story. Sometimes I don't see it. So all we need, because 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10, so all 10 is included in this over here. But now I got 2 more dots. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. All 10 is included in the 4. And all 10 is included in the 5. Now we have to find a true figure. How do we figure out the true value? Because if I have 10, right, 10 inside of this, don't I have to add for this? Or do I have to create more numbers to say it's 10 minus 4? 10 minus 4. But the value becomes 2.5 each. I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to get that answer. I'm just trying to figure out where that answer sits. And sometimes I feel a little pressured because there's people sitting here waiting. I can't entertain and you know, just be 8-11. Oh, that's 8-11 is the game of pool. You have the red ball, and the difference is the 3 ball. That's what the 8 does. It just brings you back to the next level. 8 shifts everything by 1. And if you, I'll show you. 3 plus 8 is 11. So 1 and 1 is 2. You started with 3, and 8 itself is a shifter by 1. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. Now I reduce from 8 to 7. 7 and 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Now I reduce to 6. So 8 reduces by 1. 7 reduces by 2. So now you know that 7 and 8 is going to play the game in place of 1 and 2 because of their movement. 8 and 8 is 16. 8 goes to 7. And 8 is 24. 2 and 4 go to 6. And 8 is 32. 3 and 2 go to 5. And now you know that number 8, the heaven, will now create number 32. 7 and 7 and 7 will create 21. So 7, 7, 7 creates 21. And 21 also creates 32. So now you know the 7th gate created where the 8th gate is by the passing of the 8th gate. Now, we were always going to ask, is there really the 8th gate, or is it just 2 7 gates that meet and the number 8 goes on top of it? So you can go into 1 7 and out the other 7. But they call it 8 because it has the out and the in. Phobos and Deimos, the moons of Mars. I want to sit and figure out this value. I need a little drink of water. And we now know that we don't need any of the dice but the 5 and the 6. And then when you play the game of craps, it's, hey, yo, Alev, coming of the 7th gate. They have so much information, you can't hide the truth. Communication comes in mysterious ways. And just give me a second. I want to just put the camera up here. Maybe you can take a look at this and think about it for a second. I have to go to the washroom. Taking a little time out here. When you do this from the center, okay, I'm going to show you, look. When you pick this up, the pin is over here on the left side. When I drop it, okay, when I drop it, I'm going to center it to see if I can center my camera with it. Just 1 second. I want to center the camera with it. I'm going to explain this to you if I could. Okay, so is it centered yet or no? Something like that. Whoop. Whoa. Oh, something just happened.
Hold on. I'm trying to get fancy here. Hold on. You know what? I got a stand. I can put it on the stand. Okay. I got it on the stand. Okay. Slow down. Hold your horses. Slow down. Don't go so fast. Okay. So the pin is over here. When I take this off and let it rest on the pin, it moves down towards the center. Otherwise, it's now on the right. These two are completely on the right. This one is completely on the left. This one is completely on the left. Before, it had an out. You see the line? I don't know if you can see the lines inside, right? Those are your passings. You can go that way, you can go that way, and you can go this way. 3 is all you need, because then you can get into this square area over here. Here's your lines of communication telling us about what's going on. The O and the C is when C is over C. It closes up the 1/4 opening inside. You see the artwork inside? You see the artwork inside? You see that open C? If I turn that, it'll run over this. When it runs over this, that area of space where the gumball comes out looks like an O. Now you have CO. It's almost like saying, hey, coca.com.ca, telling us another story. The M is the 13th letter. The 2 letters and the 3 letters. Even when you go down to the look at the ponies online, if you look at the horse racing, their numbers, they're telling you a story. If you look at the pool game, they're telling you a story. And I'm going over this, and I'm quite sure the people who come here, the regular people who come here, they're just hearing this over and over again. I don't know when there's going to be a newcomer, and I learn all the time myself. And I'm coming here to I do it for myself. I really do. I'm sorry, everybody. I do it for myself. But guess what? Okay. We all can make these channels that I'm making, and I do it online because how many of you are going to buy my book with 600 billion pages that you can barely understand? So I put it online. Everybody picks up the information that is pertinent to them. They save it and say, hey, this is true. Whatever he found, whatever it is, it's the truth. And we can't hide the truth. So by finding and micro dissecting everything, finding the truth, saying, how come we never learned this before? Or I never looked at it this before. I can trust this guy for certain reasons. So we all say, oh, security, this guy, truth. I can probably listen to things that he's saying, and he's explaining exactly what it is. Right from the dictionary, from the almighty smartest people like Einstein, and even in his name, it tells a story. Connected to 1776, George Washington, and the moon. 1771 also. Because 1771 will create G and H. It's another way to say F. I'm not really sure where I was. I lost myself. Oh boy, should I go back and look? Oh yeah, numbers. Oh, it's all numbers. So where was I? What was I talking about? Anyways, I wanted to get back to the value of 4, 5, and 6, and the 4, which occupies, and I really forget. They don't have it down pat. I have it down pat where I get number 23 from 1 and 1, but I really don't have it down pat how I got number 4 by itself. You know, there's different kinds of hats. What had to happen in order for number 1 to pop into number 4, right? And what had to happen with this 6 with the 1 on the opposite side? So the 1 is supporting these 2 in the center. The 1 is supporting these 2 in the center, or is it part of these 4 that are supporting who's supporting these 2? Obviously, it's number 1 supporting the 2. And in this situation over here, it's number 2 supporting the 1. In the 5, it's 2 supporting 1.
And in the number 6, it's 1 supporting 2. So they reverse each other. They tell a perfect story all the time. So I'm quite sure if we put this into what they call the ED, which is the Sun machine, or the Edna machine, North American Edna machine, NA, I'm quite sure we'll come up with a big story out of what is the value of 4. Because inside of here, there are 27 cubes inside of here to create this. You need 27. So we're going to write it down. 27 cubic creates cube. Now, why would you say that? Take a look at Rubik's Cube. Take a look. Take it apart. How many pieces are there to Rubik's Cube? There's 4 corners on the bottom has 9. A total of 9 for the whole bottom. 9 and 12. Remember that equation? We did it before, which is the skies of Saturn, and sky equals to 55. 19 and 11 includes the spirit and creator inside the sky. Is spirit, creator, and earth all in one word, sky. That is replicated in French in the word ciel, meaning sky in French. And the value of ciel, or the way to create ciel, okay, is the C equals to the 3 value, and the L, sorry, CIL, C and I, sorry, I made a mistake. C and I. Okay, hold on, equals 9, and L equals 12, and E equals 5. So it equals to a total of 12, 24, 29. That is our birth. So in French, in English, it shows us 55. It tells us about the spirit, our creator, and our earth's heart. In French, it's ciel, meaning sky. C-I-E is part of to cut, to split apart, where you're splitting apart I and E, or I with E. The reason for CIL is because C and I is number 39. The word 10 is number 39. Remember, 10 and 11 are very special. Very special. They're not like any other number. 10 is a combination of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 6 void. 11 is a combination of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 void. You notice the 1, 6 void is the only 1, 6 reversal that creates the only 7. (16) and 16 create your first 13. 77. So 7 and 7 create your first 13. Okay. And it creates the first numeric value of the sun. 7 plus 7, 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 16 and 16 is, 16 and 16. I was doing something different. Just hold on, let me fix this. Seven and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 16 and 16 is 32. 3 and 2 is 5. So now we found out where we got our 1, 2, 3, 4 from the half-life that creates 7, the only one. It'll create the birth in the sun, which here is your number 10, creates the beginning and the end of the design I showed you on the floor. The roulette in the side, the roulette wheel. So here, and 77 is the Christ. And 11 is what creates it. And the word I was telling you about before is inside 11. Okay, that word, no, it was in the word, hold on a second. Right. It was in the word sky. Where is the word sky? I have to put it down. Can't see off the camera. In the word sky. Okay, terrible writing. The S is the 19th letter. The K equals to the 11th letter, and the Y equals to the 25th letter. What this number does, this is the creator. Okay, this is the creator of the female. 1 and 1 equals 2. 1 times 1 equals 1. It's a pure creation. They call it 12. 12 is a combination. 2 elves, 2 wings, or 2 11s. I don't know what that means, but anyways, that's life. The section of numbers of 1 through 9 is one world. The section of 10 and 11 is another world, and from 12 is another world, and 13 and 15, okay, is a particular world, but 14 and 16, and we're going to put these together, and then 17 and 18 and 19. In English, we will take from here to here, 14 all the way to 19. But in French, we are going to split it up and go, we'll keep 14 and 16, but 17 and 18 and 19, they come as a group, because in this, they're always saying 10. 10 numeric value is number 39. Everything starts on 10 and 9, which is AISJ. Okay, and there's a change in this. And number 39 is 93 is Saturn, and I call it the Saturn skies because 3 is the letter C, and I 9, and then the total is 12. So you have CIL, which is a painted sky. So number 10 has that value at 39. So number 1, 2, 3, 4 that creates 10 as the word, right, plays it inside the 9 lives of the cat because of the separation. Tell me what it is. And because of my phone, let me just see if I can get my phone on. Whoop. And because of my phone showing me that this area over here is telling me 7, 8, 9. Hold on a second. And then here it should be either you flip it over and you put over here 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, whether you're reflecting it, or you continue on another level. Roulette continues on for 36 numbers, but here we don't. So on this level over here where it should start, this star would run across the phone in a star position. You notice it's only 5. They're not counting the 8. You have the incoming, you have your life, but your heaven you don't have. You're connected to the heaven, we don't have to mark it. Otherwise, you're connected in 1, 3, 7, and 9. But if you flip this and make this just 1, it'll be 1, 3, 3, 1. Just like 1, 3, 3, 1. And that's the whole equation. There's nothing more than 4 and 6, and that's the same expression. And just to know that the payout of 10 and 4 is 9 to 5, because now we've entered into the game of craps, where 10 and 4 is a reversal of each other, where 5 and 9 are a reversal of each other, where 6 and 8 is a reversal of each other. And then all the other rules of the game, they're telling us exactly how life is. Okay, now, since we have 4 and we've established and we have a total of 10, what about these areas here? I want to know that value. So I want to give 2.5 and 2.5 and 2.5 and 2.5. And by the way, that's Earth's heart, 2.5. We talked about the bat mitzvah. We talked about the sky. We talked about the spirit, number 19. This comes from the male, and this beta creation comes from the female. The 19 will be the male. The 11 will be the female. Where white and blue meet. The racetrack, the white and the blue, 2 and 3 exchange colors. Blue, white, white, blue. And then there's the color of the number. This is A and I, number 19. Now, why did I speak about 19? This is very special, these two numbers coming together. The spirit and the birth. 14 creates this one. 13 creates the other one. 4 and 5. If we go to pool colors, we'd end up with green, making it yellow and blue. And this one would be orange, talking about the sun, talking about yellow and red. And then you would bring these numbers all together, talking about pool. And these link up together in gematria, where the M letter and the N letter, where the sun meets man in 13 and 14, totaling the reverse alphabet 27, 4, and 5. So we have to get back to the value of this over here. But there was a couple of more equations I was trying to figure out, because 16, 25, and 34 fit into each other like little toys that fit into each other. There's a number I made today that recreated them fitting into each other. I don't remember what it was. I really don't. Makes me sad not to remember, but maybe I did it in my last video. Maybe I did it. So if we have 2.5 to each one, so we're going to have to divide that by 9, right? We're going to have to divide that by, I can't do it. I need to give a value. Should I give it a value of 9? But if I give it a value of 9, what I'm going to do is gives this one 1, this one 3, this one 7, and this one 9. Maybe that'll help. And that total is 20. So now 4 equals to 20. And now 2, 4, 6, 8 to make it equal, that equals to 20. And now we got 20, 20, and now we know what the value of 4 is. 20, 20, 40. So now that we got the value of 4 of the full house, here comes one of the best part. Monopoly is a 20-inch by 20-inch game. 2020, the year we were in, 2020 relates to the end cycle, the bridge to the end cycle. 28, 2 times 8, 2 plus 8. Okay, equals to 16 and 10 equals 26. Now 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 will equal 12 and 8. That's part of phi. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4. Anyways, I may have said something wrong in there. I'm not sure. So now we have the total of 4 equaling to 40. 4 equals to 40. And isn't it funny that the only way to say 80 is 4 times 20 in French? 4 equals to 20, and we say 4 times 20 to say 80 in French. We don't say 80 and 1, we say 81. There are certain numbers in French that do not add on an extra word, and the word is ET, 5 and 20, Earth. 5 and 20. Equaling to 31, that's right. 5 and 20. And 4 times 5 equals to 20, equaling to the number of the sun and the birth. So now 20, I told you, all zeros. Let me mark this down. All zeros equal 5 or 6. But one of the reasons I like to call it on 6 most of the time is because 6 is on the other side of 5. You can't be in the middle. The spirit's in the middle. The spirit's coming in. You're on this side. You're energy 1 plus the body 1. You're 1 and 1. But now we have to change your value, because we just found out that 4 is not just 10. It's now 20. And it's 20 in a different way. And I'm going to show you which way. And we're going to have to break that down. I'm just learning this on the go. I need to know. I'm going to read some of the comments and see something. Just give me a second. I just took the telephone that I showed you. I put the 0 over 2468. I put that X over the 4 corners, and I shot a line up to the 2, because that's what the phone did. So that's what it's telling me to do, how to connect my numbers. So when I count it, right, I have 2020. No, I forgot to count the 5 in the center. The center equals 25. This that goes around the center, okay, is only equal to 20. So there's 2 ways, there's many ways to look at this. There's a bigger equation than what I thought. Okay, so if I go with 2020, one is 25, one is 20. So now I have to think. Just give me a second. I want to see where I'm going. Oh, yes. One of the things about all zeros equal 6, because there's a 0 around 1, and there's 6 over here. Now, what I'm going to tell you, I forgot to explain one thing. The value of this is 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 7 and 8 and 9 equals 24. 06. Now, what I like about this, this is our birth, okay? Because it equals 30, and we have to add 60 because of that 0. That's 90. That's January. It will reflect 96, okay? Now, do you remember what I said before? Okay, I'm going to have to go back. Now, if I put it this way, okay, this is the H. And when I put it this way, this one's the I. So by being the I, it becomes number 9. By being the H, it becomes number 8. So when you add these together, you get 1 and 3 and 4 and 6 and 7 and 9. So you get 16, 22, and 8. So you get whoa, why did I count it separate over here? Oh, yes, I want to count this row here first. 1 and 4 and 7 equals 12. And then this one here, 3 and 6 and 9 equals 18. And the thing about this is when you do this, okay, you sort of have to go like this and around like that. You have to go around because that's the 5 hole over here. And these are 2, 4, 6, 8. So you can now see that 2 and 4 and 6 are on this side of the game. 2 and 8 are the passing ways. Well, why didn't I go the other way then? We have to go all ways to better understand it. And then all these link together, 2, 4, 6, 8. It also tells us the seconds in a day. So it's 8, 6, the Earth. 8, 4, Pluto. So we connect to the house planet and Pluto. The same time we connect to the cat and the house planet, where we're the half-life, because this is number 6, where 4 is automatically living in the house of 6. So what is that value? I'm still going on that value. Let me see the value over here. Okay. 20 plus 5 plus 20. I mean, I could have went around the 5 like that. Okay, and it also can look like I could have went around the 5 like that, and this would be your 2, 4, 6, 8. Do I explain it better that way? It almost looks like London Bridge is passing. Now, where is 8? 8 is right over here. This is Venus and the residing angel. It's also Jupiter. And it's female. Agent 99. Entity. AG entity. Number 17Q, created by 52 Earth. Venus, 81. R, letter, 18. So this becomes your bridge. So we're still looking for the value of 4. So now the reason for that is because the center, right? I need to know the size of this center, right? That is going to own territory You need to know the size of the center. It's going to own territory. So here we have 4 individual numbers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 equals to your 10. Okay. Now, since the center, we need to create a number 5 with relativity. What does 5 own in itself, but cannot reach out or need to reach out to anybody because it's got its connection over here to the heart, right in the heart. So we're going to give it this value, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 16 blocks. 4 of the blocks, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4. This represents the moon, 75%. 75% will now take into relationship this connecting value here because it's the percentage sign that needs to be used for how we're going to use the number. This 75% represents the moon, which is number 57. Since we have 2 sides, we have to use the planet with 2 moons, Deimos and Phobos. And they're actually telling us demons and phobias, but this one over here is telling us about a USB. It's also announcing your 7 and your 8 right over here. The sun and the Q gateway to Earth. 5 and 4 to create this, the half-life. This is 7 and 8 that come together, but you're creating the half-life with the 1 and 6. So everything we talked about, what it is, comes with the letter P. So that would be your moon. And the reversed word, the reversed numeric value to moon is 51 Mars, is it's 4 letters times 27 value per letter equals 108. 51 and 57 is 108. And Mars is a reflection in the alphabet. The letter M in the alphabet is the letter N reversed. The letter A is the letter Z reversed. The letter R is the letter I reversed. The letter S is the letter H reversed. And the 8 and 9 and 14 and 26 equals Heinz 57. The only thing they're missing is the 5 or the E to make it 62, and we're down to the dog pound. This name over here, when it is designed, tells you about the bipolarity. When you stretch out your H and you complete your Z and you complete your N and you complete your I, you now have GB 27, when a big red sun electric company. 21 will create this entire equation. 2 times 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. They both are enveloped in 5, but let's not talk about that right now. When we talk about 3, we have to match up with 2 to create 5. And I don't know, I didn't want to get into that. So now we're going to go back to what is my value of 4. So we came up with the moon. Now, what's missing here is 25%. Or 1/4. 1/4 now brings your birth DNA in the sun. It is a 1-for-1 exchange. You bring the soul, I'll bring the spirit. We'll make nature work for us. Man-made on the 6th day. And on the 6th day, what's man-made? Okay, on the 6th day. They call it the 6th day, but yet they call it the 7th day of rest. The 6th day and the 7th day of rest. Got to figure out those holidays. So now we have that value of 1/4 representing the sun birth, and it will extend and connect to create 54, 20, 09, 29, 11. This will 9 and 2 creates 11, which is creation, and it creates 9 times 2. 2 times 9 equals 18. 2 plus 9 equals 11. So that birth, the 29th day in February, is the 92nd day in April 1st, the fish day of Jesus. The K and the R. When you go and look at a deck of cards in French, this is the letter K for king. This is the letter R for roi. They mean the same thing. 2 and 9 comes back to your birth. This is creation through Venus, 1881. 8 reduces everything by 1. And it's 25% now reflecting Earth's rotation in the heavens through the 7th gate. And the reason for that is because the design, I don't know if I can get this right. So this is your 6 and 9 coming together. And I'm not really sure, but this over here, but your outline to this, okay, your outline to this, okay, is this, is the outline. And then you would, let me see, you'd bring that together, and then in the back of your throat, and it's starting to look like a reindeer. And this is an obligation design because I mirrored it to see what it could be. I had to find out what it can be. I had to look from another angle. I'm going to read some of the comments right now. I'm getting a little weary. I don't practice these things. So does anybody really understand the value of 10? And we still didn't get the answer yet. I still don't have the answer. I'm not happy yet. I want to see that answer. We're all here together because if we can remember if you have an interest to know and to learn if there's a chance that I'm doing anything at all that needs to be done for anybody else other than myself, then by making these things live or on tape is sharing something. You can't burn a book. That's because the book is inside of you, the story. Once you know, you know. And if you forget, there's enough people around us that we can trust with the same truth because they can explain it. And we can show you the truth because it lasts. In games people play for GameStop, you must be hands-on. GameStop, you must be hands-on. You must micro-research. Let me look this up. I got tons of comments. I'm going back an hour. Let me get something to drink over here. One other thing. That's what you see on your telephone. You see the way they have the torus? Because one splits between two. One splits between two. Therefore, the continuation here will be one splits between one entrance and the next entrance. And we always meet at the buildings on the corner. Something like that. Where's the camera? Oh, there. Hey, look, you see mini me? And then, oh, it's a big storm out there. And then over here, it's, I don't know. Then I don't know. I don't know what they are. One of my favorite ones is, there's the book. That design shows you how the center shares. And if you take a look, you see how wide it is. That means it has to share all the way to halfway through the first eye and share all the way halfway through the next eye. The lines on the leaves, it goes over on an angle to show that leaf. And then this leaf comes down into here, showing you what percentage is above and below that line. And then if you take a look, although it might look like an R, it looks like a sort of an A, but it's really 7, the number 7. I started off with 2 squares, and then all I did is put 3 lines with each one. Just give me a second. We need to find the value of 4. We need to find the interior value. Revelation 8:11 is what we decode wormwood. Truth within, thank you. Micmac, been a while. This dissected very well indeed. I'm not sure at what point. I'd have to look back in the video when you show up. If you know the time, tell me. I'm interested to know myself. I just can't remember. Oh, hold on a second. Must be a mistake. Truth, you wrote 1, 1, then 4, equality. That is very, very interesting because 114, 115 is the 114 is the eve of the birth of the 3 little pigs. And the reason for that is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. In our time, usually it'd be 90 days, and then it would be 21 days, it'd be 111, and then 3, so it'd be 114. But there's no months in our year where we have 30, we have 31, and then we have 30 again. There's 91. So the month of Spirit comes between April, May, June. So May brings in the holder of the Spirit, the 5th month to the 4th month, where the 5th month reflects in September. No, August. Is August? Hold on. December, November, October, September, August. August and May. 113 holds on the Spirit, the male. 113. May is a male? How's that possible? 13 and 1. How's that possible? Is it -1? You know what's funny? When you have the M, it's the 13th letter. If the vowel A is next to it, I'm going to -1 for some reason. Or should the A be in front of it? Just like they do with V1 and 1V in Roman numerals, and use that mathematical equation for my alphabet, saying every time there's an A after a certain letter, a numbered letter, we're just going to have to minus the number instead of add it into the word. We also make changes with our letters through the roulette table. Although there's 36 numbers, the roulette table separates all odd numbers, or what you think is odd numbers, are all red, and all even numbers are all black. So we separate them. So now we're separating, right? 17, 18, and 19. 17 is black. 18 is red. Sorry. Yes, 18 and 19 are both red. They go together. R and S, the resident spirit, they go together. I said J goes with S. The spirit goes with number 4. The male spirit goes with number 4, because what creates number 19, although it could have been created by a female first or changed to a female and back to a male, I'm just saying the first and the last. From the male, number 19, because it created from number 13. Okay, I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. Wow, I lost my trend of thought. Maybe if I can reread something. The 3 little pigs, the 92nd. Yes. So we take May and we reflect it with August. And I took away the A, the 1, and then sometimes so anyways, the roulette wheel is black. Now, if we stop the number 26 on the roulette wheel, I have 36 numbers. So I left over 10 numbers on the roulette wheel. Is that saying that those 10 numbers are the real value of 4? If I leave off the first, like I leave off from number 27, 28, 29, all the way to 36. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So I leave off 10 numbers. So if I took the first 10 numbers and compared them to the last 10 numbers, the first 10 numbers added up equals to 55. So it shows me my freedom. But it's the freedom of what? Freedom of what? The last 10 numbers is 27 plus 28 plus the red sun, the cycle, the birth, creation number 30, man number 31, beta creation of creation number 32, number 33, creation of the 2 sides of the moon, because it totals 210, 34 equals 244, and 35 and 36. 315, it says ace creation, creation of Mars. Mars creation. The 15 is Mars, 3 is for creation. Why? Because 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 and 3 equals to 5. So 1 over to 5. And if you add 1 through 5, it also equals to 15. 3 divided by 15 equals 5. Add 1 through 9, it equals to an average of 45. Divided by 45 equals to 5 valued each. But we still have not come up with an answer for my number 4. So we're going back to number 4, and we're going to look at what I came up with. A lot of people have left. That's okay. So now we know the moon and Earth and the sun is shared with number 5. And number 5 is the sun, and it's 1/4. It's the sun of Earth, and all around is the moon. So the value is 4 for the core, and 3, 6, 9, 12, and 12 on the outside. So that becomes 1/3. That is male. The outside seems to be the female. The core is number 4. So 4 and 3, 3, 3, 3. That's what it is. It's 4 and 3, 3, 3, 3. Unless, I know it's long, unless we go ahead and take this and create it a little differently, a little larger, to see what other dimensions we can find. Trying to figure out where this is over here. So now we know it's 4. And now what would be the equation? What can we do to break this up? Should I remove these lines and give this a new value? So the value 4, that is the center of 10. Wow, I need a new book. Whoa. See, I have another one over here also. There's another speculation of something. Because there's a speculation of something, because I want to know, is this dot going to be that value, or is this a space? Are we talking about a dot that connects? This dot connects 4 areas. They give that dot an 8-to-1 value, call it the heaven. This takes up 1 area, and they give the value 35-to-1. Although in roulette, it should be a minimum like this, because that's the way the board is done. So I have to exchange this and understand what the real value of that square is now, because of what they do to me in the game of roulette and the betting schemes. And it's got to be bigger than this. Okay, so we're going to go back to the number 4 again. So we're going to have the center, and then we're going to have and now in the deck of cards, they split things in half and things change. So we end up with 3, 3, 3, 3. So how would we do this? Would we say 2 and 1, 1, 2 and 1, 3, because we share a corner, 2 and 1, 3? How would, and this one is over here 4, so it's DC. So now we have DC. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 3 equals to 4. Now you want to get DC? Would you agree this is a D? Would you agree this is a C? Well, what if I went ahead and took your DC and put it together, and here is your C and here is your D? So where did A come from? A is created from DC. So A was never first to start with, but part of something else. Do you follow? A was not first. A is part of the delta house, the 4th house. And A is a brace for a right angle, or A is a brace for a left angle of 90 and 180 degrees. Toward the center of that angle is 225. To the right is 216. And sorry, it's supposed to be on this side over here, what I'm writing. And to the left, it's 234. 234 and 666 will create your 90-degree angle. 675 connection to the moon and 225 will connect your 90-degree angle. And 216, the moon and your birth, okay, plus 684, which is the seconds of time, will link time and the moon, because the moon is 2160 miles diameter or something, which is 3476 in kilometers. And this in kilometers shows up on the roulette wheel right here. 3476. What is 3476? This is 57. So anyways, I didn't want to get into that. So now you have your brace, you have your point. Now the brace on this side over here. Now don't forget, if you're living on this side, maybe I don't need a brace on this side. Maybe you only need a brace on that side and this side. And then don't forget, there's the divide, right? That if I would have made two separations over here, this would come together. That would create your V. And your V gives you your life and the bridge to your life on both sides. And once you get that, you connect both sides, and now you have the T. And you have the Chinese bird. What is it, a turkey? And the turkey comes in, and the turkey is telling you, now you have all three, because you have the spirit and the soul. And you have yourself. You are the holder of the spirit and the soul. You become BBA. Because you're from two parts, you create a 5. But because you're the holder, although you're 1 and 1, 1 and 1 is 3, because you become what the recipe is of. So what was the value of this over here? It was 12 and 4. And like I said, A is created from DC. Now D is a reverse of W, and C is a reverse of X. 23 and 24. 23 and 24. 47. Jesus' cross of time. And it's a cross of time because of O and F is valued at 66, which is the value of creation. And they've exchanged 66 for now Highway 80, and all zeros equal 6. It becomes Highway 86 and 85 because this is the matrix that creates the house planet. And the house planet collects on tips, taxes, and the rake. Forget about the taxes. It's just tips and the rake. The dealers work for the house. And the house is in the pound. That's where the house is. Where 10, where there's a value of 45, okay? When you add the corners, these corners are all 4. There's 4 that create 9. Now, I'm still not finished with this. There's still an equation to figure out, but I'm tired. It's 2 hours. I still have an equation to do. Although I gave you a basic answer telling us about Earth, the moon, the sun, there's still another answer out there because the cube, this is only one face. I need to do the whole cube. 27. Remember, in the cube, the core area operates, okay? 1 operates 2 and 2. It operates these 2 above and these 2 below. So if I turn the cube this way, although it's operating these 2, what about these 2? There's 2 and 2, 4, and then there's 2 and 2. So there's 4 and 4. Do you follow what I'm saying? Take your Rubik's Cube out. So it's controlling, Rubik's Cube is controlling the one area center to 2 on each side. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. So out of the 26 blocks of Rubik's Cube, and 1 spindle, the spindle rules 8. And, well, everything spins around the spindles anyways, no matter what. And it spins, okay, a face of 12 and 9, and it spins on the side a face of 12, which is not 20, 12 and 9, which is 21, which is the sky. 9 and 3, which is a reflection of 10. The center, okay, and no, I'm not going to do that one. I'm just going to go, so since it rules 8, the center rules 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Since it rules 8, that means there are 18 off the center and 8 on the center, plus the 6 that are in the center. Do you follow Rubik's Cube? The center cube in the center plus the 6 that are in the center. So you have Rubik's Cube calculated as 18, 8, and 2. Oh, that's 28. Hold on a second. No, so it's not 18. It's 12. Sorry. It's 12, 6, and 8. It's 12, 6, and 8. And the reason for that is because I was counting the dots in the center. It is 18 if you're counting the dots. You're counting the spirit, the heart everywhere, the 5 position on each side. And each side is a different color. What white says, what green says, the opposite of Rubik's Cube, and the colors of what they are telling us another story. But I'm tired and it's long, so I'm going to go through the comments. I would really like to know if anything was understood. 1, 2, 3, 4 makes 10, and then we start 5 and 6. That's it. That's all. You are the power. I share it with everybody because if you can add on or change, or if I made a mistake, that's fantastic. Oh, yes, we didn't do George Washington. Yeah, I'm going to do George Washington, 1776, and hopefully number 4, George Washington. Einstein, 1776. Thanks, Jeremiah. And 1331, the other thing about that is creation, creation, creation. 11 times 11 times 11 equals 1331. Male, 3 cubes. 11 by 11 equals 121, 2 cubes. 2 cubes female, 3 cubes male. Yeah, I got a pen. Truth, are you still with us? Jeremiah, I see it. Right, 41 and 47. One, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. Chaos, 19 moon. We do have actually a revolution every 19 years because every 19 years, the calendar resets. 19 by 19 is 361. And that's one movement of the clock every 19 years. So 19 years. And 19 is the is the 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 in the pound key. 9 lives. So 9 and 10 are inside the pound key. The value is 45. 20 and 20 and 5. Well, if it's 45, add 12 for the 20s, or add 24 for the 10s. And it says 2012. When you take the 10s, 1 and 9, 3 and 7, 2 and 8, 4 and 6, those are all 10s. If you take the 20s, it becomes 26. It becomes 2006. Okay, that's it. I think we're going to end it here. I want to thank you. I want to see if I read all the Tiger WW3. WW3 is actually saying 1111, so W is actually part of creation. W is also, the reverse of W is D. 23 is the 5th letter, and D is the 4th letter, and they reflect this again in pool on number 13, which equals to 4, and number 05 equaling to the orange ball. The 5 and 13 is the orange ball in pool, and it's created from the 11 soul. I mean, the 11 ball, the 1 and the 9, and the red ball, the 3 and the 11 come together to create it. So when you see number 23, okay, the game of pool tells you it's the sun, and here it says it is the sun. W meaning 11. 11 is being part of creation of the sun. D, okay, is because there's been something implicated. Okay, D is the value of 10, creation of 11, 10, 11, because the 4 creates it. We have to do the mathematics, and if they work out all the time, it is what it is. T20, I9, M13, 47, exacto. Absolutely, that's right, chorded twice. Orange, 33. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Later, gotta go paint.